not just the people, but I want to show the developers how broke we are doing this. So, or how broke some of the mechanics are. So let's see. We're gonna put the cheater. We're gonna pick module, join, and as soon as he's on, I'm set, ready to roll. So, my friend here, Jeremytbaca, I met him a couple days ago, and he showed me some of the most amazing broken techniques or ways you can break this game. So we're just gonna share them with you guys, and he's gonna invite me to his modules that he made so that we can speed this up. It's got like 1,500 hours into the game. And I think it's pretty amazing with all those hours that he has into the game. He hasn't made one post on the forums, and I don't have him on BNet. Oh. I have my BattleNet talking to my brother and then trying to make the video, so I might tab out every now and then just to you want him. So let's see, did I get an invite? Perfect. Okay, here we go. So we're a level 1 Wood Elf Ranger named the cheater, who is Urchin. So she's already got like, I think 20% movement speed, which I think is awesome. I think it's cool that picking a Wood Elf class, oh, it looks like we're stacking, but okay, so we're gonna start this game. Okay, so I just gotta send what is it again? Okay, Ninja Cat. Cat. Let's do. Okay. So I was level 1. I should have had a timer actually, so it's 6:30 when we tried this. 6:30 is my time right now. I gotta turn that down. It's super loud. Turning this down. So we went from level 1 to level 10. 1 level, or 1 minute. 1 minute we went from level 1 to 10. So yeah, that was 1 minute. I went from level 1 to 10. I think it might take like 10 minutes depending on how fast their load screens are. Basically what he's done is he's had his level 20 character group with my level 1 guy. We went into an area, a small area that's quick to load. The only thing that's taking the long load times is he's stacking maybe 30 mobs in a group, and he's just using some of the most overpowering tactics that he's come up with to take out stacking mobs. I personally use a 100% or 100. I have 107% cooldown reduction. Yeah, so it's 100 mobs in a group, and you'll see this amazingness going on here. This is just, yeah, you don't loot until you're like level 15 to 20. It's so pointless to loot. Um, so 100 guys in his group. uh, Went up 4 levels that time because their experience and the level gain is a little bit higher the higher you go up. So 100 mobs, boom, done. Look, that's just crazy. Like, his character is so amazingly broken with the damage, and it's awesome. It is super fun. I have a lot of fun um, playing characters like this, but I can see why. I can see why right now, currently, with the setup, um, with the way that there's no group chat before you join a game, there's no descriptions that you can put on your game. So when you're posting a dungeon master or a dungeon crawl or any kind of thing like that, and you get pickup groups and they come in there, you can't put on your description no twinks. A twink basically is a character from World of Warcraft where people would put certain items on them and they would make them twinks. So one twink back in Vanilla WoW in PvP could it was God mode. And that's what I like to call them on here is twinks because it is God mode. Go to the next. So the hard part about this now is when you have God mode characters, there's no content for that. Um, you can't really challenge them because with I am a stupid dummy. I was wondering why he wasn't teleporting, but I was not there. I'm a silly guy. Yeah, but anyways, the hard part with 1 second. I went to bed. Go to sleep. Um, so I was saying that it's hard to make content because I've even went and I've invested those 100 hours to make a map that I thought was for God mode characters, but then I found out that I didn't make a God mode character. I made a powerful character with just 100% cooldown. But now what Jeremy has, this is God mode character. Um, you'll see just from his spells alone. My game is super laggy, but it's because of all the animations that's going down. You'll see he's down here, but his spells are casting. I'm running. I'm running. Um, you can check my stats on my Twitch channel for my computer, but I'm running 16 gigs RAM and got a a quad core with an i7, and I gotta upgrade the processor and board, and then I have a 980 GTX. So I shouldn't be having these lag issues, but it's because of all the animations of the level 20 guys dropping and all the spells. Like, we're not even seeing all the spells that he's casting, because there's some weapons in here that have procs, and like the Staff of Power will have like 10 procs. So if you have 100% cooldown and action speed, and you spam your one ability, every time you spam it, it's casting your one ability, but it also has a chance to proc 10 other abilities. So all the spell things that are going on, like you look at this. We're seeing stacks and stacks and stacks of 500s, 500 some plus, and it's just going insane. He's probably over here. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, so we're now level 18. It's if I wouldn't have kept him back, we probably would have been level 20 about 18 years ago. But because I was holding him back from teleporting to the next area. 18 years went by for my selfishness hiding in the back. So, but yeah, we're pretty much making Diablo 3 characters here. This is Diablo 3 characters in the making. Season 5 style. Watching my brother play Season 5 on Twitch here on my PS4, and he's Paragon 600, which isn't the top. There's guys that don't sleep and everything, and if my brother was feeling well, then I'm sure he'd be up among there. He's got weapons that, if you were wielding a level 1 weapon, he has weapons that are 100,000% damage increase. So, like, his wizard is just insane this season. So we'll probably hit level 20 after this one. You'll see right here, I'm already level 18. Yeah, so he's probably standing over here. But that's what's going on here is we are okay, so we're level 19 almost. That's what's going on here is that we're leveling up super fast, super quick. And that's okay. I don't have an issue with this part of it, that you can do this. Because some people like my brother, and some people are like my brother, who he is in he is the Subaru finance manager, and so then he works sometimes 6 days a week, 14-hour days, and when he comes home, he doesn't have the time to put in 600 hours like I did into Fallout 4, because I was off for 2 months. And there's so many great games that are coming out. So many great games that are coming out that he wants to experience Endgame on all of them. But he doesn't have that time. So this is great. I don't have an issue with the power leveling, because there's people in the community that want to just play this game for the rest of their life. They will dedicate all of their time into one game, and so then they can play through it multiple times, and they don't want to ruin that adventure of leveling up, and that's amazing. That's great. And then there's other people like my brother who don't have that. So I'm already level 20. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna max out my strength and dex and constitution. Okay, I don't care. These are all whatever. So now what we're going to do is he's going to show me. We're going to load up another map now. We're going to load up another map. And we are going to I'm not even gonna go to the extreme that we can do. I'm just gonna do maybe a few while we're talking. But I'm gonna show you how this duping bug can create. The duping bug can create so the duping bug can create a lot of glitching in here. Now, I'm not a programmer or a game maker, so I don't know how they can fix that. But I'm sure I'm sure a lot of people would already have fixes for how to fix the things that we are gonna be showing. But one of the reasons I started looking for it was after I was power leveling some of these characters with my brother. We had so many. We had 3 level 20 characters, and we were going through, and we had so many items that we had to start making bank characters like we did on World of Warcraft, like we did on Neverwinter, like we do on Diablo and every other game. We had to make banking characters because there was just not enough inventory room. So we started putting stuff into storage. A friend showed us how we could store more items in the game, and it was great. I didn't realize that it was actually a duping mechanism, but now you can see what Jeremy has created for us here is this. Looks pretty simple. Hey, there's nothing in here, but I now go up to here and you'll see there is, oh wow. These are, I can instantly pop a bunch of stuff on and get a shitload of good items right from the start. So these are some of his most broken items that he's found in the game. Um, he had to go through the whole story to get them, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so then I'm just going to, this is all the broken items here. So these boots are pretty awesome. They were the ones that when we got them, when my brother and I got them, we were like, oh my god, we can totally do this now. We can totally get over 100% cooldown. So these boots are awesome for the cooldown thing. That's pretty neat. On parry, the user is healed. Okay. These are really cool too. The axes, they basically, oh snap. Okay, so 20% cooldown reduction right there. Now we're stacking this. We're stacking all of this stuff. So we're gonna have cooldown and action speed over 100 by the time we're done. Just kind of looking at this stuff. Look at this. 20 action speed, 15 cooldown reduction. Now, I'm sure the GMs played around with a little bit of 100% cooldown, and it's so much fun. It is. If you haven't done it, you have to have one character. Um, you have to at least have one character that is God mode to actually experience how much fun it is to play outside of your comfort zone. Um, and that being said, I so enjoy this, but I enjoy the other side of it just as much. Like, yeah. So here's another thing. We'll grab a waistband. I'll just take all of it. Can't even take all that. Oh shit. Okay, so we took all of that. Just take it all. We'll just make him happy. Okay, so just a heads up. Jeremy and I, he's watching my stream as we're going. This is what I really like about this guy is he's found a lot of these bugs and he's showed them with me, and we're making this video to help make the game better, to show how broken how broken the game is, but also with suggestions on how we can make the game better. Okay, so there's 12 tombs underneath each other, and the bug is on that it makes so that the bag doesn't pool. So only able to pick up one. Okay. So what you do with this is he's found this book that gives you permanent 1 bonus to Constitution. So I would pick it up, and in my inventory I have it right here. I just drag it down on my bar. Okay, I hit number 3, and then it's not. The bag is bugged. So basically before I think all those other items went and put this bug on. Now there's a bug where sometimes the bags don't disappear, and then they when you go to open them it just did that done and take all. So we are going to load this up. So we're gonna load this up, and going back to that, sorry, there's lots going on here. And Coffee Bailey's is perfect breakfast mix. We're doing this not because we want to ruin people's adventures as a God Mode character, but we want to show how much one person can ruin a whole game. What I mean by that is there's trolls on this game where there's people who who are having so much fun playing these kind of characters, but they can't find content. They don't want to take that time to go into Dungeon Master mode, or maybe they don't know how to do it, and they don't want to spend hours upon hours making content to keep pushing their character as much as they are. And so they just joined some random pickup group Dungeon Master game. They would go on here and they'd go into a dungeon crawl, click join. Oh, okay. There's perfect. This is great. They just jump into some random game and totally screw with the whole rest of the group who are in an adventure already, that are immersed into role playing and stuff like that. And they can just kick him out, but he can keep coming back in and ruining the story for them. Or they jump into a game like this where somebody's going through a story and they will jump in and they'll just start screwing everything up. Some people like that challenge. It's silly, but there's a simple setting in when you go into your story mode. One simple setting that you can change. You would, when you go to make your game, you would go into story mode. You can do this on here too, though. I'm gonna start one of these. When you go into here, you can hit settings. You can hit friends, public, solo. So right there, they already fixed the story mode. You can fix that. It's also a fix for people that don't want random people joining their dungeon master game. But as a dungeon master, right now, with the limited population that's going on, it's basically at a point right now where if you're running a DM as a dungeon master and you have 4 people in the group, one person leaves and then you want other people to fill that spot, but you don't want a twink in there ruining the game for everybody else, ruining that hard power leveling experience. So right here, this is the bag setup here. We're gonna just keep picking these up, and you're gonna see that upon doing this, that's another weird thing is when you go to pick an item, you have to like click and hold it for a second. Um, I could not figure out why my things were locked, and I went through my options when I first started, and that I could not figure out why I had to click and hold it for a second before I could move stuff around. Um, but yeah, so what we're doing, we're picking this up, grab another one, because when you have more than one of these books in your inventory, it just disappears. So there's a timer on it. And you know, the crazy thing is, the timer thing's not going to change nothing. If you added on a 2-day timer, people would still do this. They would still duplicate the items, and then they would just come through here and they'd use it constantly. So putting a longer timer on isn't going to fix nothing. As you can see, every time I read a book, which I don't do in real life, my constitution's going up by 1. So we could do this a million times if we wanted. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of people already know these glitches. We just wanted to show a video with all the glitches that my friend Jeremy has found. Um, so yeah, it's rather than going through a whole bunch of these, I think we're gonna just show another thing. Okay. So because people can make custom maps and save their campaign, then you can keep reloading and bringing in any of your new friends or your old friends, and you can just keep sharing the items with everybody, which is cool. It is cool. It just it can be pushed a little too far. All right, I can actually put on. I totally forgot about this. Nice thing about this is there's different choices that I can have into cooldown reduction, so I'm gonna just pick that one. And this is gonna be action speed. We'll put on those. Which ones are? Yeah, perfect. So I'll put on these. It would actually be really cool to be able to. It would be really cool to be able to. What do you call it? Shoot. My scroll thing sometimes gets stuck. But it would be neat to be able to have another social tab where you can change the items look. Like rather than having this blue cape, I could have a cape that looks like this. And say I wanted to have this look, but I want to use the blue cape. And then I could put that other item in here, which would be kind of neat. So I'm just checking everything out. I have that. Okay. And then we'll go into here. So we're loading up another one, which we can stack intelligence. Now, there's a hard cap on these stats, which is, I think he tested it out, and it's like a plus 140 to your modifiers. And sorry, sometimes it's hard playing on a 4K monitor, and I'm almost ready to get rid of it because I've noticed even though games support it, a lot of games aren't optimized for it, and it's frustrating having a $900 monitor that can't even be used properly. So you can have plus 127 stat. So your stat would be 264. That is the cap for plus damage and plus DC, but there is no hard cap for healing. So there's no hard cap for healing, but for damage, it's plus 127. So like on a paladin, 264 charisma is the most damage DC, but 910 charisma would give 450 healing. 9010 charisma would give you plus 4500 healing. So there's absolutely no soft or no hard cap on healing. That's good to know. Thanks, Jeremy. So what he's done here is basically when you're level 20 and you go to merchant, merchant will give you 3 random purples and then blues and stuff that are, you can just go through and buy stuff. Because I didn't loot anything, I have 5 gold, which does not matter. Gold isn't an issue on this game when you're doing things like this. Like here we have the Tomb of Clear Thoughts, so I could pick up, I can do the exact same thing that I did with the other one, and I can go through and pick up as many of these books as I want. So again, I can, okay, I'll put on some cooldown reduction. Excuse me. And not action speed. That maybe we might have cooldown necklace. Maybe we don't have a cooldown necklace, but I'm gonna put this on because okay, never spawns on necklaces or belts. Good to know. So then you can stack your action speed on your necklace and your belt. So with these boots, there's 25 movement speed. On this necklace, there's 25 movement speed. You can get other items. I forget what items you can get that have movement speed on them too. And then that way, this is my movement speed as a wood elf. It's super fast. It's so much fun. It's too fast for me as a player. Like myself in general, I can't play like that. Now with these increase the movement speed by 80 and action speed by 25. So this is going to actually give me an extra 50% action speed and another 120% run speed. And when I put 2 on, I can't even click fast enough because I'm not zoomed out enough. But as you can see, he's super fast. It's crazy how fast this is, and I think that is just awesome, but you will never use it. I wouldn't. It's just too fast for me, but it's really cool. The weapon, like these weapons, you can't get these by farming legendaries, but you get items like this, which is really cool. There's also these here. So where is it? There's the Starfall, which is what he's using. 5% chance to summon a fireball on hit. So when you're casting spells with 100% cooldown reduction, every time you cast a spell, there's a 5% chance to throw the fireball. And that being said, you'll notice because I have this helmet on, and not this one, there's, where is it? What did I put on? Maybe I don't have it on, but you can get this helmet here. True strike, crit chance. I'm gonna put that up. So crit chance, and you can stack on 2 rings that add on the crit chance. You're bringing your crit chance or your crit range down by 9%. So there's some cool items like that that are stackables, but just gonna show. I could keep going through here and picking up. I'm gonna just pick them all up. We might as well break this guy with as much int that we can on this. Oh man, way too fast for me. Which is another reason why I don't like playing Diablo 3 with my brother. Is my brother, he goes ham in games, and what I mean by that is hard ass motherfucker. And so he goes ham in his games, and me, I go roast fucking beef. I'm just chill, and I like taking my time going through games, which has caused me to be not a pro gamer, and I like it that way. I like not being a pro gamer. I don't want to live that lifestyle. I don't think I've been clicking the #1 button, so I don't think I've been stacking the tombs. I think I've just been clicking them. I'm kind of a fucking idiot that way. So I just went, even though I didn't pick up all of those and do them properly, I still have 40 intelligence from it. So that's pretty cool, hey? So my stats are already above 20. Dex and strength, they maxed out strictly from the game character, or strictly from the game mechanics. So everything maxes out at 20, but because I'm a half elf, it gave me that extra 3 in dex, and then I have one item on that gives dex or something. Now over here we have stacks of scrolls. I'm gonna just take those. I'm not gonna take these, but you can get all these other things here. Immediately clears ability cooldowns, which we won't need. We already have 100% cooldown. I'm actually gonna demonstrate that by showing. I always have to get that. You always want to get your attack speed bonus. So, which will have the highest cooldown? Oh, right, there isn't cooldown anymore. We're actually gonna have, on all of our abilities that we pick, everything will be minus seconds. Meaning we can cast non-stop. So snaring armor, I'm just picking the stuff. Let's see, this is, I want to pick the root, which is here. Now, reason I'm doing this, I want to just show a little bit of how fast I can cast and snare, which I think would usually have, probably have what, like 30 or 60-second cooldown, and now I can cast this every 3 seconds, so I'm not 100% cooldown. On my other guy, I have 110% cooldown. But this is always fun to try and play around with. It's nice to be able to try out different builds that way to see what works and what doesn't. These here have a whole bunch of stacking scrolls. Now there's some, where are they? I think it's the yellow potion that give you the permanent charisma. Yeah, so there's 91 charisma potions in the bag next to my character. Okay, so right here, these give you permanent charisma. So I'm just gonna take a couple stats and I'm going to put these in my 5. So right now we only have 8 charisma. You can see with the cooldown reduction gear, it's way faster with reading and everything. Everything is just almost instant. I'm just spamming my key. So we're drinking the charisma potions at the moment, and then we're going to be going on to another one shortly after that. So what I've actually done in a lot of my videos, I've recorded them and I would listen to them later, and I'm like, wow, that mechanical keyboard is so harsh, because I love to type. I have that hard time talking with people over voice chat, so I love typing, and it's like a closed caption when other people type to me. So I've switched back to my 60-year-old wireless keyboard, and I love it so much more again because it's so much quieter. Now we have 106 charisma. Bing! We now have 106 charisma. You could keep coming in here with the healer and stacking that up. So every time that you would heal, you would now have that extra stacking healer down, or healing. These guys get the where's my blueberries? Here they are. They get the good berries. I call them blueberries because you're tossing a blueberry at people. So you're saying it's supposed to do 32 to 43 hit. Nah, he's not damaged, so I can't throw them. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because of these. I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. So now I can cast this and throw blueberries at him constantly. You could replace the role of a cleric almost. Not yet. Not yet. Not until we get not until we get into the next area, which will be so you can see there's lots of different potions, and this would have taken a lot of time. So Jeremy has put a lot of effort into creating these things. This is pretty cool too, so I'm gonna show right now, because I have that stack of intelligence, I can pretty much cast any scroll I want with no fizzle. So now, with that stack of Meteor Swarm, I can now cast like a wizard would. I can be a wizard now. I could have healing spells, and I could be a healer ranger with Meteor Swarm. The only two stats that can't be glitched is the strength and dex. Those are the only two that don't have a book. So now this glitch that we're going to be showing next is I don't know if it's part of the story quest or what, but this one blew my mind. That people actually found these mechanics in this game to glitch it out, which is it's awesome. It's whoever's finding these glitches should be beta testers. It's it's amazing. I've come across it by meeting Jeremy and players like Jedi Rift. Jedi Rift, he was the guy that inspired me in my module because I was fooling around with stuff, and then yeah, so this is gonna be in story mode. We got a couple people here, and so if I hit I have this Barley Cakes journal, which grants bonus to wisdom and charisma. This one gives me 1 point, but I will put it in here. Now this is the tricky thing. You'll see the abilities here or where they're at. Okay, so now I'm just spamming my number 1 or my number 3. We'll do this for about 4 hours, and I'll just start singing through that 4 hours while I'm doing this. I'm kidding. So that was a matter of maybe a minute of what we did, and I have that 132 plus 181. I could keep going if I wanted. I could keep going as long as I want, so we could come back in an hour or 4, and it would keep going. This will just go on for as long as I press the button. So I'm just gonna stop here. So now I have the character save on my thing. Now all I would have to do here, because we have over 400 in that. All I have to do now is I'm gonna go on a potion. I'm gonna just drop this because I did that. The game auto saved. Now it's auto saved, and Jeremy is going to force quit his client, which saves my character with 400 wisdom and almost 500 charisma. So once he force quits, then I will be going out back to the thing, and my character is now broken. I think he is forced quitting now. So now my game is going back to the main menu, and when he gets back on, then we will load it up, and we'll see what we can do now as a broken character. So you've seen some of the ways of the books, the tombs are able to break your character more than what's needed in the game, and I necessarily don't, or I don't think that it's. Myself, I don't feel like the cooldown reduction is overpowered. Like stacking cooldown reduction, I don't find it overpowered whatsoever. Simply because playing so many games, the one game that I played, I can't even remember what game it was. It was so boring to me because I felt like I was level 1 the whole way. I think it was EverQuest Online Adventures on PS2, and you didn't really, nothing really. You just got new skills pretty much, and they went up a little bit, and it felt like the biggest possible grind to get to end game content. And when you did get there, you did not feel super powerful. Unless if you were a Death Knight or a Shadow Knight, whatever it was called. Um, but yeah, I just didn't feel like it was fun to me. It felt so slow. Like I never seen any progression in my character other than skills and the way my armor looked. But going back to the cooldown reduction, I don't feel it's overpowered. Sure, you can spam your spells, but if you were to go through the game and acquire all those items, and to be a wizard with 100% cooldown reduction, and it's quite a amazing feeling getting your character to go from casting 5 damage with your cantrips and then going into I'm not sure what Jeremy's doing, but then going into what do you call it, casting meteor swarm one after the other. It's a pretty cool feeling. I never did it that way, but in other games I have, where my brother and I, we played other games where you're experiencing this power growing to that much of an amazing experience. Okay, I'm gonna just talk to him real quick. Um, gotta just check something real quick. Not 100% sure if I'm. I might. Is my stream? Is it slow for you? Like, is it glitching out? I think like I'm running at 30 megabits a second for my internet speed, and then I have my PS4 on Twitch, my other screen on Twitch to kind of see what the quality is, and I think I've just been using too much bitrate. There's some things. So we've went over the crazy OP-ness of. Oh, that does not sound good. OP-ness. The crazy broken mechanics of stacking. So he's gonna show me. He's gonna show me another thing, and because of because the game's not 100% optimized yet, um, and because even though I'm running a beast of a computer at the moment, it's just not. I'm still gonna be getting lag due to how fast we're putting out damage, the graphics, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna actually be going into his game here pretty quick. And we're basically just gonna focus on the combat log to show stacking stuff. I thought my characters were broke, and then I met this Jeremytbaca and he showed me how broke you can make the game. So I wanted to test out my module with my characters. I made a level 20 module, which I thought would be super strong. Reason being is I went and I made every mob that you encounter to be 4 to 5 levels ahead of you. I changed some of their stats around, so on spellcasters I min-maxed their ability points, so everybody has maximum constitution, maximum dex if they are dex based, strength based, they would have strength, intelligence based, wisdom based, charisma based. I changed stuff like that. And then on certain bosses, I found um, a mechanic where when you're in Dungeon Master Creation tools, you gotta just put this. It's just too bright. It's too early in the morning for me to be having a bright white screen looking at me. Same as this. So I had found a mechanic when you're creating a mob in dungeon creating tools. You can let's just use two characters. We'll use the bone skeleton, and so we have a bone skeleton and we have a zombie. So say we want to make the bone skeleton stronger, we would simply go onto the zombie, min max the stats, save it, exit out, and then or not exit out, but we would save it, and then we would spawn the guy, re-edit the character, change him to the skeleton, and then you could re-put all those stats in on top of what he already had. So I have a character that has over 30 points in pretty much all of his stats. So we have a potion vendor here. He who speaks, and I'm the cheater, and this is Lotus Fly. So he just create. You can see His Radiant Crusader Mantle damage is 85 to 91 damage bonus. So we're gonna just go through this real quick. So now it's showing his radiant damage of 189, and then he hits it again for 189, and then critical hits it for. See, this is all new. These numbers are new to me, but all the stacking damage that's going through here. Yeah, and I'm healing him for 229, and I don't even have the healer helmet or the healing offhand shield and the healing mace, so I could add on another 200% healing just from having a helmet, a shield, and a mace or some healing weapon. So you'll see there's quite a bit of stacking damage with his radiant damage boost. I myself on my level 3 cleric had 90 radiant damage. So anytime that I attacked with my level 3, every time I attacked with my level 3 guy, I was doing 97 damage to these low end mobs that only have 15 health. We're gonna scroll up to the failed save. So right here, Alvin Goss fail save. So right here is the failed save, 212 weapon damage, and then 222 radiant damage, 53 force damage, and with the sacred weapon 2 for 218. So like he's saying here that after we see 212 radiant damage from sacred weapon, then 222 radiant damage, then 53 force, all three of those came from one casting of Sign of Vulnerability. And if Crusader's Mantle was still on it, there would be another 220 damage. So you have, yeah, so that's about 650 to 700 damage from casting Sign of Invulnerability. We now have Helena in our group. Helena is now in our group. So the spell has no cast time or animation time, so he can spam it as fast as he can press the key. So, which is about 5 to times the second, so like 3,000 damage per second on a single target. I think we're gonna just follow him a bit more, and he can show us some more fun that we can have. Yeah, I don't have 100% cooldown on this guy, but with Bark Skin I can be casting Bark Skin almost instantly. On my wizard I can cast haste and everything instantly. So he is only using his invulnerability on his guy. Like his casting is one thing, and then he has cleave, and so he has cleave on there. As soon as he kills the guy, it'll cleave all the enemies around him, which is pretty neat. So this is the paladin. It's just one of his buffs that is casting. You'll see that I'm not super OP like he is, because I'm not even. This is my first ranger that I put to 20. But yeah, he's just going ape shit mode here. My heals would heal a guy instantly because I have the most healing out, or the most with constitution out of everybody in our whole group, and my heals are doing, what is it? How much are my heals doing? I think they're doing like something like, I don't even care. I just know they're doing a lot. So these are just straightforward mobs too. It's nothing customized that I know of, or maybe they are. These look like they are custom made mobs that he made, because they have names on them based in the. So you got an Elven Ghast, and so these are just custom mobs. You can see there's some broken mechanics with that. The one thing stacking a whole bunch of things, and the reason we're showing this is we want the developers to see some of these glitches to make the game better. Once they're seeing some of the things people are finding out, some people will be mad at me that I'm exposing these things, but we're only trying to show this so that the developers can make this into a more enjoyable game with some of these more game-breaking bugs. I would really like to see how his most broken character would be going through my module. So he's saying here, IceHawk45, I believe, was the creator of this. Okay, what I've been doing in the past few fights is the sign of invulnerability spam with Crusader Mounter on and using Staff of Power. So the Staff of Power Staff of Power is basically a staff that gives +2 to everything. And then it also gives the random, what do you call it? I got throat punched. I'm probably gonna die here. Yeah, I died. I wasn't even paying attention. Staff of Power gives, I think, 10 random spells, like between 10 to 35% chance on every attack to cast these other spells. So you're seeing here Paladin is stacking Globe of Invulnerability just from spamming his one ability. He's going super God mode. Sorry about the yawning. So I'm gonna load up mine now. I'm actually gonna load this video up, and after I do my module, I'll load these videos up. For my info on the Staff of Power, right click and examine. I don't know if I picked up the Staff of Power. I probably should have it. No, I don't have it. Now the game does have in-game voice chat. I just can't hear it sometimes. So I'll just show you this here. This is the Staff of Power. Examine that. So you see it has +2 to all saves, armor class, proficiency bonus, and then you have your several random wizard spells. You got 10% chance for Immolation Sphere, Mouth's Acid Arrow, 30% chance to cast Globe of Invulnerability when taking damage, 25% chance to cast Magic Missile, 5% chance Cold of Cold or Cone of Cold, and Lightning Bolt, and 10% chance to cast Hold Monster on any attack. Pretty awesome. I love this weapon. It sounds so cool if you're a caster. But yeah, it's pretty awesome there. So I'm gonna load up mine, and we'll try out what my module would be like. Although we'd probably have to jump into halfway.